Am I?
Overpass, kicking off here between Nouns and the Evil Geniuses. Nouns starting on the CT side, pick VG, and a lot of utility, including a decoy for Stanislaw in this pistol round. What's the decoy gonna do? That's what I want to know, John.
I'm curious too.
What that decoy do?
Where is he set up? He's set up outside B. We might throw the decoy down there and just try to pretend that they're going to go for a B push.
There's the decoy. It's a fake to try and bait out some utility, maybe?
Yeah.
He's just rotating up with the bomb. They haven't seen anything, so not sure what the read. The read is correct. Maybe the idea is if there was a player who is sight, who is solo holding with util, the smoke goes down, and then they actually do run sight. I'm curious about this. But as it is, they don't get any util back the other way, so they say everybody's on B. They've read the tea leaves. They've read them correctly. I'm still not sure what the tip-off was. Here's going to be the take-in, and you've just got bwills here ready to defend. So let's see what bwills can get. Dancing on the dice, he's going to come into the fight, and never mind. Pop one shot, said nope, 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 no, no, thank you. I'll play with numbers. So this bomb is almost certainly going down. Indeed it is, and the dink on bwills starts things off well for EG. 5 on the retake. There are smokes here for the defuse, but it's going to be like an initial fight to begin with, and my goodness! Cynic bwills get party started well, but the truck player was not expected at all. And that's an easy cleanup for Walco. All in a marquee now. 2 targets defined, 2 guns to do it. He's chasing Stan around the dice box here. My goodness, they've got him pinched. Got to fight one way or another. Probably not going to win this on time regardless, but he is trying to hunt it down, and that's not going to be successful for old Marquet.
Still exciting for Marky. Almost managed to get that 2K, but not to be. He was slipping through the cracks there a couple of times near that dice box, but Evil Geniuses come out and take the round, a 1-0 lead. They looked very solid in that post-plant hold, and Stanislaw in particular, who looked a little rough around the edges yesterday at Mirage, was very solid there, at least to open things up. But it's just pistol round. We'll see if that continues on forward into this one. Just to talk a little bit more about Overpass and the stats for both these teams. Over on the Evil Geniuses side, they played it 13 times over the last 3 months, 10 wins, only 3 losses, and a +56 round differential as Junior spots out CJ. Going for some info hops here towards Monster, and the fight is on. In fact, Marky's going to win that fight towards the B side. Stanislaw, the first casualty, and that's a gun recovered there and handed over to Carson. But talking about Nouns' performance here over the last 3 months, 7-7, even numbers there, and a -6 round differential. So definitely the edge, at least statistically, heavily in favor of Evil Geniuses.
MP7. I don't see a lot of MP7s.
No, it's quite rare.
They're kind of schnutz. They're not bad, actually.
Pretty good, yeah.
Now that they're 1,500, but we'll see. Now in the hands of Carson, it can get more done. He is a lad who likes him an SMG, so I'm sure he's no stranger to it. Spot out towards long. Cynic's got some information that'll drag a second player up. bwills has smokes as well, just the one. They've actually got 2 still available. This is not bad at all. George has passed the nade, and he wants the space. This is not a bad angle to play. You'd see the ankle if they came around the corner, so it is going to be the A take. Flashbang slows things down. Might float the 3rd player up as well. So starting to look decent. Kind of a rinse repeat of the pistol round, but this time it's much more heavily reinforced. There's the catch.
Nice shot.
But a trade is instant. bwills down for the count. That scout can't stick around too long. This bomb's going down.
That's still a man advantage here for Nouns to work with, but yeah, firepower is...
CJ slipped the gap. Junior doesn't know.
Not good, yeah.
He doesn't know. Oh, Junior doesn't check this. This could be really interesting. They're running out of numbers. There's the flank on. Somehow living. Walco actually just got that kill. Leaves it all to Junior, but he's got the bomb to play off of. They're going to smoke things off. Back for the flashbang. They've tapped it. Realize they're not on the bomb. They'll just fight forward regardless. Do they have a kit? They don't have a kit. This one's lost. So it's still going to be a round win for EG, but the guns might live. Think they can get far enough away. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. Wow, that was a very interesting round there coming through. Look, EG extremely shaky because they lost the manpower first, right? It was a man disadvantage going onto that site, and it was a wicked shot from Cynic from Bank. I think he was blinded pretty much throughout the entire time he was trying to lock that shot down. And just a little bit of luck, a little bit of a good lineup that he had prior to shooting and prior to being flashed resulted in that frag coming through. And it really did help Nouns in the retake. All they needed was a kit, and it would have been their round. Unfortunately, that was not available, but still, they get 3 guns out of it, the Scout and 2 Galils, and now they got a couple of A4s around that around those saved rifles. So, should be interesting to see if they can perhaps get their first round on the board, and it would be problematic for EG to lose this one because they had to heavily invest since they lost every single body in that previous round. Curious to see if they're going to hit the A site once more. It appears to be their favorite site so far in this map. Nate's going to fly through. It's only been 2 rounds, though. Obviously, things are going to change.
3.
Yeah.
Finds contact. Gets himself the kill. UMP not having too much fun with that one. But do they realize how far up they are? bwills getting another kill. This helps. But they have no idea that Rush is here. Certainly.
Wow.
May not matter if everybody else is dead in the meantime. There's the catch. And the Scout takes care of it. Great shot from Cynic. Still could get kind of interesting. Junior could get the bomb planted back of Dice. He doesn't know that. 40 seconds. He's going walkabout. This is not the right read. Might hear these footsteps, though, John.
Yeah. I mean, no. Actually, they're not going to run at all. They're all walking around. They did drop off once. There was 1 footstep, perhaps. The third, Junior gets 1. The second, perhaps the third. No! Junior almost clutches it out. But Marky ends him. Luckily for Nouns, Marky was clearing that angle. Otherwise, it could have been curtains. Great effort from Junior in a 1v3, but he just cannot cap off that last one. That said, that round, besides Junior's heroics, was all Nouns. I mean, they really put the hurt on Evil Geniuses. Everything that EG was throwing at them, Nouns were reading.
Honestly, the big issue is just that they couldn't kill bwills. bwills got way more out of that position. It should have realistically been a one and done based on how much presence was over towards that side of the map, out towards long. And if he goes down one and done, then you've got the players who way up in sight. Rush gets those kills off of the truck. Even if he just gets the one and sets up the second, you got the sight. But because bwills stays up for so long, the bathrooms players don't really get the impact on the point they were hoping for. Fast monster pop. Flashbang's not effective, but they have pushed them off enough. And this is just going to set back the fire a little bit. Now everybody's here. The bodies are here. The flanks are here. Getting out of this one's going to be challenging. Wow, they're all falling. Noto. Bit of expense. Bit of expense. Okay, Junior will make it costly. That's all he can do.
Well, good news for EG is that Junior's looking very good in the opening moments. Was a slow starter on Mirage yesterday against Noxious, but won't be the story here on Overpass at the very least. Tied up 2-2, pretty convincing round victory for Nouns, but as you mentioned, Junior doing a lot of economic damage and forcing Marky, CJ, and Cynic to spend down to below the 1K mark. Even Carson had to invest in that util, and he goes below it as well. Thing is, though, that was a force buy for EG. So now they're on an eco, and they only got the Glocks. That's it. Not a penny of investment for them into this round, which means it should, emphasis on should, an easy round for Nouns. bwills, though, is exposed, and he will go down for the count. Carson supporting, though, will take down Rush, but he has to be careful, too, and falls off.
Stands out on B. Kind of spicy. It's just got a Glock.
No bomb.
Everyone else is dead, but, you know, it's kind of a cheeky spot. Oh, Stan, get the knife. Get the knife. Get the knife. No, 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 Stan. Oh, that's no fun. All right, he gets the Glock kill. At least he's got the rifle now. The bomb is on a foot race. See if they can get back over. See if they can meet him. I don't believe they can. Been beat to the punch. There's the bomb dropped. Stanislaw trying to make this one expensive. Gets one more kill. This is phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, Junior kept the economy honest in the previous one. Stan, I mean, kill or save is really solid, Mike, because EG didn't bring anything into this round.
Yeah, what's the loss bonus at this point? 2 rounds of loss bonus?
I think 2 rounds, yeah. Yeah, obviously.
So he would get more value out of the rifle than he would out of dying.
True. Maybe he'll just tuck in here.
But if he
If he
If
goes
he kills
after
one, I think
time,
it's still worth it, even if he dies. He just has to die
Yeah.
not after time. That's the big risk. And he's dead regardless. Okay, just an academic query.
What, did you have a question, Mike? Or
No, that was just our discussion was purely academic. It didn't come
oh,
to
okay.
pass.
I thought you were going to ask
We were
me
just
a
theory
question.
crafting there.
Okay, fair
Whether
enough,
it would
fair
make more sense to save or die. I
Yeah.
think if he gets a kill and gets traded, that is better than saving. But I think saving would have been better than just dying.
Yeah, I would have honestly, in that situation, if I'm him, probably just gone for the save, and that would have been.
Man. But then you run the risk of dying after time.
You
I
also
think
have
the
full
safer
util.
bet is to try and just yeet and get one kill.
Yeah, but he would have had full util here instead of having only the flash and the smoke. So I don't know. There are arguments for both directions, Mike, for sure. But Nouns, speaking of directions, they've gone in the opposite one that they started in. Now they're in the lead, 3-2. 3 rounds in a row after EG took those first 2. But EG, in those first 2 round victories, didn't necessarily look solid, right? And same could be said for Nouns, though, in the last 3, because they have certainly won the rounds, but they haven't been able to build that economy. The only one above the 2K mark is Carson right now.
Get a little bit of scratch, a little bit dodge, not much. Utilities clear out the close player, but they're not taking the space, not necessarily capitalizing. Catching some damage in the interim. Disjointed on these. Not a ton of util here. 2 smokes, 3 flashes, 1 mollo. They get 1 shot at this. When they actually do decide to go for an exact... Oh, bwills. He's been on their side. He can do it again. He spots the shadow, but Walker doesn't go all the way through, and now... Oh, bwills is giving it away. I like the effort to try for the pre-fire, but do they expect the player out here at Rock? Cynic is selling this. Cynic has sold this. Bought and sold right down the river. My goodness, that was domination. Oof.
It was Stanislaw.
Fortunate. Mark worked his way all the way around for Monster. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. With a peek, they're running out of time. They've got no clock, John. They've already lost this round. Junior's just trying to save now.
Yeah, this round, as you mentioned, completely over. Junior at least saves the op, probably. Yeah, no one's going to chase him into connector, but Nouns now have 4 rounds in a row. 2-round lead has been gained, and a little bit of an economic foundation has been gained as well on their side, because now they have Marky at 4K, maybe a little bit lower after the utility investment. Siege is at 5K, and Carson at 4. Look, that's just great for Nouns, and not to mention Marky is popping off 10-3 now, and I mentioned he's been really hot over the last month, excuse me. An impact rating of 1.30, 84.1 ADR, and a KDR of 1.25. So I mean, look, he's been so very important for this Nouns roster, and he continues to be as they move forward. Not to mention, they qualified for the Americas RMR, Mike.
They did? Whoa. Looked like one of those George moments. Until it didn't. I got excited.
Yeah. No, George has not had the best of starts here.
Cynic, again, has this rock position, though this time he actually faces a little bit more heavily. With that up kill from Junior, pressure's applied towards the A side. This will split the defense a little bit, but EG very slow into this. That's not bad. Walko with the pistol baits to set up his rifle to get another kill, but that spots the bomb. That gets the confirmation. They can continue to rotate up. They've got the numbers here. And in the meantime, EG have 40 seconds to work with, so they could actually work towards either site. The flank's coming up con. Mark is not overplaying his hand. Rarely are you going to get a Marky overplaying his hand. Flash here. There's 1, there's 2. No problem for Marky. He's got the perfect angle for the engagement. And that's put the bottle cap on a round for Nouns.
Yeah, Marky's just one of those rare players, right, that can go aggressive, but is also very intelligent in the way he chooses to take his engagements. He won't push out too much. He'll hold an angle when he realizes he's got an advantageous position. Very high Counter-Strike IQ on him. 5.
The ultimate NA slime, as I like to say.
But he's so
good. He's so good with it. It's the highest form of praise I can give. He's one of the toughest players in North America to kill, is the thing. Like, yes, the mechanics, the aim, they're all great, but his positioning is what sets him apart from other players. He just always got an idea for how he wants to play angle, how he wants to play a fight. Really nice.
Yeah. CJ almost got caught out there into the tunnels. He backs off, barely alive at 16 HP, and Evil Geniuses do have another buy up here. Let's not forget, of course, this is a CT-sided map, and Rush is going to get that opening frag over onto bwills. So that's something here for the Evil Geniuses. Does take a bit of damage in return as that nade explodes right at his feet, and now Stanislaw's worked his way to the sandbags. No one knows that he's here, so Marky could be exposed. Cynic takes a shot towards short A, doesn't connect on much of anything, though. So we're still at a bit of a stalemate. Although EG do have a slim edge. Wow, go peeking in front. Marky spotted out Stan, and there we go. Even numbers now, 4v4, and EG have decided the B site will be their final destination.
Challenge with Marky. He's seen the shadow, but the spray's not good. He's deleted. Cynic keeps it. Check, at least for the moment, but that Molotov should allow this bomb to be planted. Walko's not going to see the post plant, though. Nice HE coming in from heaven, and they're fighting forward. CG actually couldn't get that kill because he would have killed Cynic.
Yeah.
Winds up working out, but a lot of damage lost. Now Junior from the Pillars got to be the hero. There goes my hero. Watch him as he frags.
Wow.
Molotov down. That seals it. I think that seals it. He's got the one player on the box. Cynic deleted. Junior. Domination from behind the pillar finally nets EG their third round.
That's just one of the situations where you've seen how Junior's been playing so far here on Overpass, and you're like, oh, 2 low HP players, and Carson maybe is able to take him out. Yeah, Carson saw him. He had the advantage, and Junior still flicked on him and took him down. Once Carson is gone, I mean, there's only 30 HP or less combined amongst the last 2 players. So, yeah, that's Junior's round. Well played. So we jump into round number 9. George lining his Molotov, getting ready to throw that wall. In the meantime, Rush doing his thing, making his way into connector. No one really challenging for Nouns. You do have Cynic here towards mid, and George could engage with him shortly. The smoke fades away, but so has Cynic.
I don't mind this from Nouns, right? EG have shown a desire to slow play most of these rounds.
Yeah.
So you let them slow play. That ups the pressure when they eventually do come in toward the site. When you don't have perfect weaponry, that helps add an extra element into it. And because they're holding onto these Molotovs, 3 of them, excuse me, still arrayed, several smokes as well. If they let this clock get too low, choke points are just going to get mollied. That was a waste of 1. Maybe didn't think the smoke was quite that deep, but here they go. Now they're past the choke point. Molotov's no longer as much of an issue. That's the 1 in these trades. It's getting messy. CJ strikes at the right time. 35 seconds. They got to get this bomb down, so George needs to make the move, and he knows it. But he's going mad. George taking control here, dominating. He's been quiet this game, but he finds the round to pop off. And now Cynic is 2 to find.
I don't think I know he's
face.
down on that, dude.
Spots Junior getting around the pillar. He's going to gain the altitude on top of the site. Rushes up close. And if he comes through, if he tries to strike Junior, here should be the swing, but Cynic leads and he's out of bullets! A1S costs him, John! It costs him!
Yeah, A4 would have had enough bullets and he would have won the round, but yeah, it does cost him. Still very back and forth round. Well played from both sides. At the end of the day, EG survives again with 1 player and take a 4th round away from Nouns. And now with the money the way it is on the Nouns side, it's going to be an eco. Only 1 piece of utility purchased here. That is a flashbang, and Carson is the only player to choose to upgrade his pistol. He goes to the P250 and also gets himself some body armor. So Carson hoping to have an impact here. Maybe get an upgrade. Give his team a chance, but yeah, that was just a hectic round. From Walko, he gets the 2nd as well, and the 3rd. Tapping away, Mike. Still possible for 3Ks with that A1S.
That's Walko saying, I don't care how few bullets are in that A1S. If you just click heads. Easy. Never in doubt.
There you go.
I mean, at this point, George is going to find a vacant site. While they're moving the bomb lower, this is the only thing they could do wrong. George says, no one's here. No one's here. Guys, no one's here. Please move the bomb back up. Okay, all good. They've listened to George, as he says, literally, there is no one here. I am not being metaphorical about this. There's no subtlety or layers of irony. There's just no one here. Please come plant the bomb on this vacant site.
They're being very meticulous about clearing out the rooms. Obviously, no one had gone through into the bathrooms yet, and there goes Marky down for the count. At this point, Carson probably saved since he invested into that armor and pistol, and that's exactly what he's going to do. At least that's what he's going to try to do. We'll see if Stan hunts a little bit, or maybe Carson gets over eager. This wouldn't be bad, though, because Stan's at 33 HP. Carson, you get an upgrade if he wins this duel. And Stan is aware of the situation, though. He says, oh boy, I'm low. I need to back off. And, well, that was Carson's one chance to get an upgrade. This round's over. All tied up at 5-5, and fantastic for the economy of Evil Geniuses as no one goes down.
And this hot start for Nouns.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be able to field an AWP, most likely, unless Cynic wants to glass cannon it. And he won't. Kind of up against the ropes here. It's going to be another full investment round. If you drop this, suddenly you got 6-7 rounds realistically over on the EG side. I mean, things are looking good for the Geniuses.
Yeah, I think if you're EG, and I know it's still early in this matchup, but you want to 2-0 this. You do not want to get to map number 3 and go to Rush, because that was messy against a team that's at the bottom of ECL. I can only imagine what it'll be like if we go to Mirage against with EG against Nouns. They love to play there. So, I mean, look, I just wanted to mention that because this match is, of course, far from over, but could get very spicy. CJ waiting at sandbags, gets flashed out, goes around the corner. Stan's gonna win the fight easily, maybe even get himself a second. No, Marky, he's just too good right now, but not good enough to stand against Rush, at least this time. 4v3 in favor of EG, Mike.
And this is where they thrive now, right? They've got a minute on the clock. They've got a numbers advantage here. They've got a CT defense that's going to be spread. This is where we've seen EG really take their time, really process through this map bit by bit by bit. They're going to go back out con. They're grouping up here, and it's the right read. There's no one in this forward positioning. And Rush, knowing he's given it up, knows that there realistically probably wasn't a push back in. So now they're just going to rock onto a vacant site, and it might set up a decent Noun save, but it's certainly not going to set up a round that they can really contest. They've now spotted a player. Smoke come in, confirms the player happened. Molotov's going to force that issue, or Rush just kills Cynic. That's even better. Bomb down, round over.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, they're just not in position to go for a fight at this point on the Noun side, and they have no money. You gotta save. That's the critical frag. That's the blow that forces Nouns to back off. So EG have now retaken their lead. Last time they were up, it was 2-0 or 2-1. It's been very back and forth indeed. And on a map like Overpass, for EG to take a lead on their T side and potentially, of course, win it on T side, that would be very promising indeed. This round was pretty much decided, Mike, in the early goings, right? Towards sandbags, where Stan wins that first fight, and then the trade comes through, and Marky only gets one. That was it.
Yeah. That did about in the round. Advantage for EG, though, as a result of it. The first time in a long time. Gonna get a bit of investment around these two rifles. Just a smidge bit, provided they avoid Carson and bwills. Shouldn't be much to do in this. bwills looks like he wants to get aggressive off of this. Maybe playing off of Cynic here. Bit of utility tossed and they're out.
Oh, careful.
This is a good read from Junior, right? Like, this is one of the ways that you maximize a rifle. Junior's not looking for it anymore. He's actually walked all the way up.
This is kind of better.
It's interesting for sure. If he peeks around the sidewalk. It's a gonzo. He's going to get it on the second swing, and now they know they have to reposition, but they want to try and face in towards the offer. Problem is, it's not just the offer. Everybody's about to swing monster, and Junior collects his first. That drops one of the rifles. He'll get run down, but that gun's not being retrieved. They committed a lot to getting rid of that op. Now They might be in a really tough position for this post plant.
Yeah, this is an eco round here for Nouns, and bwills finding one. I think that's it for him. I don't think he'll do much more other than post up here in water. Cynic, waiting in heaven.
No one is explicitly watching bwills, actually.
That's true.
But he's also getting the heck out of dodge.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gone. That makes sense. But once Junior gets towards sandbags and finds that opener, even though he missed the first shot, he hits the flick on the second, and then the second one, even better, because you don't really, you're like, okay, Junior got one, that's great, we're going to push in, and we'll have a clear advantage because they'll be focused towards him. But once he gets that second, it clears the troops to charge on forward. And George does manage to find Cynic, but he just had a Glock and he was trying to find something. So that's going to be that. What's more important for EG, though, is they've got a 7-5 lead here now.
Goodbye, though, for Nouns. They'll have the op to contest. They got the utility. They finally got things and stuff to actually buy and fight with, which is nice. I'm happy for them.
It's nice to have things.
Everyone deserves nice things. You know? Everyone deserves it. That Molly airburst, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Cynic, though, catches the kill, so if anything, it works out better for them. Oh, that's a huge one as well. Now they got control outside of construction. They've got our picks on both sides of the map. That's going to be EG completely ground to a halt. They need somebody to work an individual play. George could deliver it. Cost him much of his health, but he has gotten the play off. And if Carson goes down for free, the site is wide open, but no one's checking him. So a 1-for-1. They trade the low HP player. They realize the op's still here. Cynic's not going to realize there's still a player walking out. Or is he?
No.
Might have heard a footstep there.
I think it was a little too far.
So Walko can get the blindside shot under the back of Cynic.
That would be a backbreaker.
Oh, Cynic's going for it. Timing is everything, and Cynic's got said timing. Great awareness to realize it's taken way too long, and the ball might still be shifting towards site.
Still some time for Rush, right? 41 seconds. He knows there's one player in the long bathrooms. If you can pop him, maybe pick up the bomb, make a beeline for the A site. Obviously, he's very wary. Someone watching this. Cynic's actually letting him take it. And now he'll be aware of the fact that it's gone and the reinforcements have arrived on the A site proper. Marky's there. Cynic's watching. I don't know how Rush gets past this. 17 seconds left. He has to win all the fights, and he will win none. CJ sprays him down through the smoke, and that will be that. A 6th round picked up by Nouns.
That's a big one, right? If you're Nouns, realistic that you want to be getting towards 7 or 8. So that was a bit of a must, not quite a must win, but a very highly recommended win.
Yes.
Strong recommendation. Him in here, posturing at least initially over towards B, but the utility's going to make them think better of it. A lot being dumped early on from Nouns. They've been pretty content to hold on to the nades until now. Strawless nades come through, find no target. But confirmed for Nouns that at least initially there was a lot of presence here outside of B.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's why they're leaning so heavily in this direction. 4 players on the B side. A is much softer, and I'm sure Nouns are going to address that shortly, and they do. They just realized, okay, there were a lot of nades there. Maybe we should go back to the A site now, though, since we haven't seen much presence.
Well,
but this is kind of what EG wants.
Yeah, I mean, Cynic's also got this vision outside of construction, right? So he's got that sewer type pipeline. So realizing that no one's come through, no one is coming through. They know no one's crossed. Actually, they got to make the move. Here's the play out of construction. Connector, rather. Team towards construction. 1-for-1 off the initial. Cynic caught by the flashbang. He's done. Now B's wide open for the taking. And so now they're throwing everything to try and get back into this, anticipating the fast play. But EG's still taking their time.
I like it, right? The bomb is still postured towards the A site. They could easily go back to A and get a bomb planned here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Only bwills here. The other two players were drawn towards the B site. He will have a player by his side shortly, but has to hold his own. There's one onto Walco. George charging up, looking for that trade. Can't find it yet, but there it is. Carson drop. George looking for the second. No, bwills still standing up here and standing strong. He goes down to 13, and there we have it. Stanislaw cleans him out, but he did the job. Markey now in a 1v2 collection. Sees the shadow, knows there's a player on the truck as well. So he's got all the information.
Little desperation in here. Trying to spam it in. Markey knows. Chances are slim. He's only got 8 bullets in the gun, and Stan will eventually come a knocking. 8 rounds. The half, at the very least, is going the way of EG.
Yes, indeed, which is fantastic, of course. On your T side of Overpass, if you get 8 rounds, that's just phenomenal because it's very much leaning towards the CT side. And Evil Geniuses, of course, it is their map pick, so we kind of expect this out of them, and very much looking more composed than they were yesterday on Mirage, Mike. I think we can agree on that. Or maybe we can't. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are we agreeing on?
The fact that EG looked much more composed here on Overpass
decidedly.
than Mirage yesterday.
So much more comfortable. They're very confident. They're not taking these wild fights. They're very disciplined. They're very measured with things. That's going to be aggression punished. Outside of the fountain initially. Now. Ooh. Well, this is going to be interesting. Stan's holding this line. TJ's coming towards him. The deepest of angles. That's the kind of round where if you get killed by the guy hiding club this late into the round, you just go, why was he there? Who holds that? At least I do. I know you do too, John.
Yes, sometimes.
The salt happens. This wonderful game.
On occasion.
Wow, they are being very methodical with this. 50 seconds. You got a player who's just now cleared out connector all the way through. They're actually going to come B. This plays into Nouns setup decently well.
Yeah, it does.
Smoke up. Means that they're all routing through spawn. Stand. Deleted. They're going to rotate now? 35 seconds. They haven't really given themselves a lot of chance to do this. This is the cost of the very methodical play, is if you find something a little upsetting late into the round, you just don't have a lot of clock to work with. What is Rush doing? He's selling a fake, I guess? Flash is thrown. Is that full rotation? Not really.
No, it does.
It does. They go up late, and now they're going back and forth. It's like a yo-yo. They don't know which way to turn. 8 seconds, but it's enough time to get this bomb planted. Wow, EG left themselves no margin for error, but Nouns, they took the bait. 2 hollow flashes, and they assumed with that little time on the clock, no one could be selling a fake right now.
That's
So Carson,
call.
what you going to do here? He's going to come through the smoke, and I think Junior's even just watching the smoke. Tag on. Kill down. And we're going to take a little halftime break.
Don't go chasing your demons and ghosts, 'cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for. Don't go chasing your demons and ghosts, 'cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for. We both know we're not the same without rock bottom. Let it go, but we come back to craving problems. Am I your favorite kind of shame? Do I make you wanna hate?
9-6 is the lead for the Evil Geniuses. They shift over to the CT side, presumably where they'll find some comfort, but presumptions will get you in trouble here. Junior's found contact out at the fountain, and he takes a bullet on the shoulder for his efforts. So he is out of there.
Yeah. Got the information he wanted. And falls back off towards that A site. Marky has slipped into connector, so he could be a thorn in the side of EG. Mentioned how he loves to lurk. T side is his favorite side to do so, of course. One shot rattled off. And then he closed the door. That's it. He sees a head, though, as he jumps over for some information. And, I mean, Marky's just trying to make some noise. He's trying to attract the attention of EG as much as he can, while the rest of his team is going to go for this execute onto the A site. There are the smokes. The flash comes in as well. Marky gets a frag and a second one. What a play from Marky. That could be the round.
I was way too protracted for Marky to actually wind up with both of those. That's insane with the Glock. He was having a monstrous game, and they're going to get the bomb planted on A. Wow, everybody's distracted with the madness that Marky's unleashed. Now a 3-on-5 retake. This is not an appetizing prospect. There's no kit available either. They're going to have to do this quickly if they're going to do it at all. And meanwhile, George is preoccupied with the flank. But getting that kill, Nalo feels secure. So it's time to fly out. A flashbang to get them over the lip. No smoke to start this defuse off. They better get these kills quickly. They need them right now. And they're not going to find them. Certainly not in time. It's not going to happen. It's going the way of Nouns.
Oh, Marky again with the impact frags. The opening two right before Nouns are about to make their way on towards that A site. And I mean, he really shouldn't have had them both. One probably, but the second one, I think the trade should have come through, excuse me. But either way, Marky is just playing out of his mind right now. He's leading the scoreboard on both sides with 17 frags. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Nouns to kick off their T side. So here we go, CJ. To get that Molotov ready. This time he's taking steps towards the site. But he has slipped through into connector. First spike coming through from the Evil Geniuses. They got the triple stack over the wall here into construct. Eventually they're going to bail on it because they just can't dedicate that much manpower in that direction for that long.
Well, they can. They just have to be completely prepared to lose the round if it goes A.
Exactly.
And they're not.
Depends if you want to take that risk, right?
I honestly don't even mind that in these 4-spy gamble rounds. I think there's something to be said for just full, like, or like 4 stacking a site and leaving one to show presence on the other. Just being like, yeah, if it comes here, we win. If it goes there, we save. Get 2 chances at this. Easy peasy.
I don't know about win, but give yourself a hit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 4 pistols fighting a choke point is pretty spicy.
It is.
1 pistol swinging from dice, not so spicy. This round, certainly looking downright mild for EG. Nouns feeling alright about it. They like the mild flavor. Goes down smooth. I feel like that metaphor got a little too protracted, John.
I liked it. I liked it. Made me smile, Mike.
I'm glad. That's all I want to do on these casts. If I get a John smile out of it, I'm having a good time.
Well, you got one.
There we go.
Maybe you'll get 2. I don't know.
Ooh. Ooh. Get saucy with it.
Oh my God.
All right. George and Walco, 5-7 kings and no chance to frolic. But next round, though. You're not going to believe double 5.
Oh, yeah.
Calling it now. All right. Hear me out. Standby's a flash.
Okay.
They set up 2 5-7s. I want to say in con, right? Okay. Stan flashes. He sets up behind the divider with the flash. And then they set up another player close bathrooms with just a USP. As soon as that player close bathrooms takes contact with the USP, he falls off, backs off, tries to bait them further in. Flashbang comes out. The 2 con guys swing up, kill everybody. Boom. Perfect strat. Just pulled that out of my brain right now, John. What do you think?
It was pretty good, assuming that Nouns do exactly what they needed to do for that.
You got 2
to work for
5-7s.
EG.
You need them to do exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Oh, no. The triple boost. I think they spotted. Yeah, they saw the first hop that was unsuccessful. CJ said, I detect some hijinks on the bomb site. Shenanigans are afoot. And it worked out A-okay. Rush! 5-7 clip! No! No pistol clips whatsoever. This one's a dismantlement. Literally not a bullet connected back the other way.
Yep. We'll see if Stan can change that, but he's not really in a position to do much of anything here. A USP, no armor, no nothing. 5 players to deal with. This one's decidedly done. Seen a lot of things in Counter-Strike, Mike. Never a 1v5 USP clutch against rifles.
I have, actually.
Really?
Yeah, with the ninja shoes. I don't actually remember if he had a USP, but I think he did. It's that iconic, I think it was Snacks on Mirage against FaZe.
Yes, I didn't mean winning the round. I meant getting all 5 kills.
True. Yes.
But yes, a ninja defuse is impressive in that situation. No question.
Yeah, 1v5 FaZe ninja defuse at Kato 2016. I remember watching that live.
Yes.
Absolutely insane clutch. So it happens. It happens.
It does.
I'm just going to go ahead and check this out, but I'm pretty sure he had a USP.
Oh, Mike looks into that. CJ is going to make his way towards sandbags here. He's got company.
Ah, he had a rifle.
See, Mike? I told you.
Yeah, he had to have the rifle in his hands to pull off the ninja, because then they needed a reason to hunt. If he just had a USP, they don't hunt, they don't leave the site. Yep, okay, no, you're correct.
There
Wrong,
we go.
sorry for doubting you. Look at this stack on the B site, though. Everybody's here. It'll work out pretty well, unless they all die. They have all died. Uh-oh. Full stack to site,
here.
4 players on. There's 1 player back graffiti still, but this is problems. Molotov's going to force him to make a decision. He says, nope, not interested. So it is the dynamic duo of Stan and Rush. The old comrades. These comrades going to need to find one last ride here, and they don't have a kit. They do have a smoke. But Nouns are not giving them the fight they're hoping for on site. Clear out the audio cue. No one was actually close enough to hear it. They'll wait for the bomb tap instead.
They got the util as well.
They could do damage, or they could just shoot everybody. That'll work just fine. Stan knows he has to hop on it. He's already lost this bit of time. And he'll lose the block as well. Why not? Lead snatched here for Nouns as they put together 4 rounds in a row to open this half.
I think Stan should have had at least one there. There's a lot of Glock bullets fired off there.
A lot of Glocks.
Oh, boy.
I mean, the reality is, if you look at if the setup for EG, they had the perfect setup for that play. They have all the bodies here. But, despite getting 2 towards Monster, the construction player goes down for free. That was Junior, I believe, with the op trying to get aggressive, and it just all falls apart from there. Catastrophe for EG.
On the retake, it was difficult because they only had, I think, that smoke piece of Utah on the other side.
Okay.
Anyway, look, Nouns is going to lose the first body here. Walker with the 5-7, maybe going to deliver that magic you were looking for a few rounds ago, and
no,
he immediately gets rooted out.
But there's 3 more chances for a 5-7 clip, John.
There are.
Stan's got the capillary. That's the 5-7 I've got, which, if it is anything like my clips, is not going to go well for him. But, we'll see.
It's like my least favorite 5-7 skin, Mike.
Really? It looks great,
Yeah.
dude.
I do not like it. It's not my thing, man.
Well, you don't like needles. Are you wigged out by blood, too?
It's not that I just don't like the aesthetic of it. Yeah, it's not my thing.
Well, George
maybe
isn't
it's
getting the
because
clip.
anyway, I was gonna get George, but maybe it's because I've opened so many cases that have the capillary in it, and I got it so many times that I just hate seeing it because of that.
I think it's one of those low budge ones that it's just dope. It's just a dope skin.
I don't know.
Well, let's see. Rush, can he get a dope something? No, he cannot. This round is effectively over. Maybe they can isolate a gun and snatch something away for the post. Pistols are still decently close at hand. But they're just looking to see if they can't find anyone on the periphery to maybe steal an AK.
Well, this has been a decidedly bad start to the CP side for Evil Geniuses. I don't think Stan's going to get much of anything. He goes down to HP. Cynic spots him out. Oh, Stan actually almost takes down Cynic. If he's a bit closer, that could have been lethal, but not close enough. Cynic survives with 4 HP. And Junior is stranded and alone here.
You know what they say about
Maybe.
close?
Huh?
It only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Uh-huh.
No hand grenades right now. They've used them all.
Junior
goes
could
off.
get something here, Mike.
Not only can he, he'll get
Oh,
two.
no AK,
gun.
though.
No gun. But he's got money to buy. So maybe that helps limit the massive economy that Nouns have built, but not going to be substantial.
5 rounds in a row for Nouns to kick off this half, though. Timeout going to be called finally. That is the first timeout, if I'm not mistaken, Mike. From
Check
either
the
side.
logs.
I'm checking right now. Yes, it is the first timeout. Evil Geniuses called for it.
Wow. First time out, 20 rounds into play. And EG certainly do need to sort something out because they're getting bulldozed right now. And this is their best opportunity of the half. They've got everything. There are no complaints here, right? All's fair.
Yep.
From here on out. Just win, baby. Just win.
This is where Junior is supposed to shine.
He is top of the board right now for the team.
Mm-hmm. I mean, last time they played here was up against Vendetta, and that ended up being a loss, 12-16. But Junior did top frag, 25-17. Kind of on pace for a similar scoreline. The thing is, you know, if he's top fragging, they're losing it. It's not really helping much. Cynic. Oh boy, yeah, he stepped into that Molotov for a bit too long and almost gets taken down through the wall.
Panel spam effective. EG could use something early to break their way. They've got this stack on B again. Last time, it didn't actually wind up working out. This time, though, rotated the 4th player up, so it's just 3. Pretty aggressively postured here around the pillar, but lots of potential firepower. Molotov going to start to make that uncomfortable. Smoke comes out to address it. They know there's presence here. Seems like Nouns still want to wrestle through the choke point. It's all about Junior hitting this first shot, and he's got it.
There it is.
He's got it. There's the connection. They realize the player's close. They do if they play it slow. What is happening here?
Ooh.
Whatever it is, it's working out some way. There were many gaps for Nouns to slip through. I don't think they anticipated quite how many bodies were into that fight.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, because they had the advantage. If they pressed the issue after finding that first one, they probably could have caught Junior off guard. Instead, he has time to recover, realizes what the situation is, and gets himself a second frag. Thing is, bwills and Carson are still standing, and they have bomb control. They're trying to rotate around back to the A site. Won't be the easiest path forward, but looks like they want to try. 22 seconds now. Here comes the Molotov. They are just thunderfooting it forward. bwills. I thought you wanted to slip through it. Carson was thunderfooting and rush. Oh, that's sloppy. He goes down, but Stanislaw, can he save the day? No, Carson gets him too. It's Junior who has to get that last frag. The 3rd on the round. EG finally, by hook or by crook, get a 10th round.
That's great. That's great. But, John.
Yeah.
Now they got to win another.
Yeah.
Or the money's going to be right back around into pain train land. They've even got to farm us out in this one, right? That's the problem with not keeping it clean, with starting to lose those bodies there. Gotta win this follow-up.
At least Junior still has the op, and he had a huge impact in that round.
Certainly did. Certainly did. Body utility being spent early here for both sides, really. That nade is on, but it doesn't do that much to Walko. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They have AKs. It's a one-shot headshot anyways. Who cares? Or he might. See if he gets body shotted down. A lot more methodical in this round from Nouns. They're not setting up into any early fights. They're taking diligent control around the map. This is much more of a default, and it's a bit of an odd look for EG, right? A lot of presence in the bathroom. They're shifting around where the stack is in this site. Now Junior's going to find contact out towards long. Spam there, confirms it for him, but his position spotted, and he doesn't manage to land the shot. So now they know that with the ops playing, he's been the rotator, he's been the swing player. So having seen that presence, Nouns is shifting the bomb towards the other site.
Not a bad call. Still a decent amount of presence here for the Evil Geniuses. You have George along with Walko. Flashbang getting thrown by EG from the A side. I believe it was in support of B. George backing off in towards the pit. Markey looking for that first fight. Comes around. He gets it, but loses. George will get him, but sacrifices himself to the fire and the flames in order to achieve that, meaning a 4v4 is going to come through. Look where Stan is from Connector. Gets one, and then Rush finishes off the second one he was dueling with. That'll make it a two-man advantage. CE trying to close this out. CJ the next to fall. Cynic now at least gets one mic, but it looks like he will fall as well soon, and there he goes.
Had to die. Had to die before the timer ran out. So, here we go. That was the big task for EG. That was the big round that allows them to actually put this defense together, and they pass it with flying colors. So now decisions to make for Nouns. It's not going to be perfect if they invest into this one, but I think the buy is probably good enough to make them chase this particular opportunity. And indeed it is. 4 rifles up. Deagle for Markey. I mean, we know what Markey can do with this Deagle. We're not going to count him out of this. But a much better opportunity for EG to make good on the last round now. Interesting that George is just onto an MP9. That's all he could afford, but his comrades could have maybe dropped him something just a wee smidge better. A little famous, perhaps.
Arguably better, perhaps? I don't know.
Anti-FAMAS propaganda.
Yes.
Deserved.
Absolutely deserved.
Incredible.
I don't remember the last time I bought a FAMAS. I've always gone for the MP9.
Well, since you are the meta maker, it's his nickname, folks.
I am, yes.
Actually, pros download JRT demos.
Guys, just trust me. Pick the MP9. Don't buy from us.
Meta-defining play. That's what you can get from JRT. 4 players in towards B again. They'd love to do this early. They're anticipating that at some point the fast rush is going to come through and they're going to have bodies. And they've been right a couple times, right? It's not a bad hedge early on into the round. The op's here this time as well. Smoke for sidewalk. And on they go. Here's contact. Walko.
Nice.
Done for. George has swapped to the right. Walko having lost health. That's a good flashbang. Possible.
Oh, jeez.
And that's just the mowdown. George making great work happen here, but it's not done. It's far from it. Graffiti player drops. Now it's all into Junior. They know where he is. He's under pressure. They knew he was here. They're trying to spray it down. And double swinging means he can't get away from this one. Nouns snatched that round away. The force buy pays off. It was limited. It was still good, but it was limited. And we're right back into a Nouns lead here.
Oh my goodness. I mean, look, EG had everything they could possibly ask for. A 3v2 advantage. The positioning of Nouns known. George and Junior popping off towards Pillar, and then catastrophe strikes in the form of Cynic. He gets a 2k spray down, and afterwards, like you mentioned, they knew exactly where Junior was, and they just cleared him out without any issue, knowing that he had the op in his hands and that he'd have to go to the pistol. They double swing him, and it's precisely the correct call. So 23 rounds have expired here. Nouns and Evil Geniuses back and forth, wrestling for that lead. Right now it rests in Nouns' hands, but that could change at any moment. We've seen what these pistols can do. As Mark is going to toss a Molotov in towards Connector. CJ, a bit exposed, has the support of his teammate, and luckily he does, because George could have taken him out with a little more time and space. Rush, though, pushes into Connector, gets one, and a flashbang comes through to keep him alive. Rush cannot take down bwills, and now Nouns quickly getting things under control.
Here's my 5-7 clip. Junior's ready to deliver. He's got the banana. Got the first. Looking for more. Dance around the pillar. Dancing around the pillar. His teammate to distract. Now it's the swing, and never mind, he's dead.
I mean, you know, there was a chance.
Got the one.
I'll give you that, Mike.
Got the one.
Did you get one?
Good for one.
This could be a decisive round, Mike.
Yes, it certainly could.
Yeah.
Propel Nouns on the map point if EG can't hang on. So much rides on this, folks. Meanwhile, I mean, Nouns' money isn't perfect either. If they don't get a bomb plant here and they lose, this ride could get a little wild. Opens up the connector. Markey's just trying to take the space fast, drop the utility, pressure Stanislaw. His teammates all grouped towards Fountain. And indeed, this is the lighter site, but they do have Junior to contend with that AWP. Trying to get past them. But if they take long, it's free and clear. The site is theirs. That seems to be the inclination right now. As I say that. A run boost? A cheeky run boost? No one there to see the beauty of the run boost. But it does happen. That nade's on. Ouch for Junior. Yeah. He'll live for now. Look at all the space they've got towards longer. We haven't seen the rotation or the adjustment just yet. Stan, though, gets boosted up. He finds a kill. Peering over the smoke. That confirms a player. That's going to rotate up the third player. So now the reinforcements start to come in here, John. Utility is limited. But they got the bodies on the site, and Rush brings a Molotov there as well. Great effort dying there, though. Cynic had to do it. Had to die. Needed to happen to get the loss bonus to keep the money in whack. But, it's going to be a little bit of an awkward situation here for Nouns. They got to figure out if they can invest in here. They'll take the pause. They'll take the time. Try and get this one sorted because they're looking at their lead potentially evaporating away. And if EG can get their economic legs under them, life gets so much easier. This round, certainly going to be that. But we saw Nouns win a force buy before. Do they want to risk it again and potentially give up the lead if they're unsuccessful?
Yeah, just a fantastic play from Junior there with the AWP. Popping off for 3 frags. Almost got himself the 4th. Cynic, I mean, at least gets 1, but that's a tough round for Nouns. And now they're going to force up. They got a couple of AKs, the Galil, the 2 Tech 9s to work with. But once more, I mean, I think every round's going to be important at this point as we're nearing the final moments of regulation. Look at where Stanislaw is. Oh my goodness, already into playground. That's so much map control and information for the evil geniuses, and you can see they're heavily leaning towards the B site now. They do still have Junior on the A site, but there's no reason for him to stay. He's now going to rotate around and likely support his teammates on that B site, which would be precisely the right call. Oh, he catches one.
Ah, not one. Might just be the domino that sends this whole thing tumbling on down. But there are so many bodies here. There's so much presence here. They're trying to chase in. They're risking the Molotov to do so, and that was ambitious to say the least. Now 2 players down to clear back in. They don't realize that someone's already on the bomb site, but Carson knows if he plants, that's going to give it away, and this player Water might just get punished. So Carson swings, and that drops the bomb forward. That's way worse.
No.
Oh, catastrophe here for Nouns. That's not ideal at all. bwills surrounded. Idaho trying to play the hero, and the hero he will not. That's a great round for the evil geniuses. That initial control, the initial pick, the space in, it looked good for Nouns, but they just lacked the ability to get that bomb down and play the post plan.
Yeah, just a great hold by the evil geniuses, in particular George, right, in Water. He's just going back and forth, trying to make some noise, really. That was his only objective for a moment, to distract and attract attention to himself so his teammates could support. But when that didn't happen, he said, okay, I guess I'll peek around and see what's happening on the site, and gets another kill to his name. So great work from the evil geniuses. They tie it up at 13, and they break the economy of Nouns, who will now walk into this one with Glocks only and a couple of pieces of utility purchase up. That's going to be 2 flashbangs in Cynic's hands. Rush. Throws a nade forward. Stanislaw is into the bathrooms. He has to be careful, doesn't get overloaded here, but he's got Junior to support him. This is a really good setup for evil geniuses, and it should be an easy clean. Junior already has a couple for himself, probably the 3rd. No, this is the shot, in fact, and now they're at risk a little bit. Yeah, Rush is here too. It's done.
Junior just wanted to share the frags a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a nice guy.
little
Wanted to
threat.
share them around the team. This was, I mean, this is quite the recovery from evil geniuses, right? The beginning of this half, this looked downright dangerous. Even in the after the first couple gun rounds exchanged, it looked like this could just be Nouns sweeping them off their map pick, but they've gutted it out here, and now they've got, I mean, the lead, money, a buy in store, everything working their way, and Nouns that are looking a little stringy on these buys. Little threadbare.
They're going faster this time, Mike. I think they want to get into this B site really quickly.
It's a good read this time. There are still 3 players here to defend. Actually, I believe only 2. One's in towards the connector instead. So this time, light presence on B hasn't been the case for much of this map. That's a big kill for George. Could set up Walko. No, Walko goes down. George is kind of out of the angle. Rush here, fast on the blink. Will keep the numbers in favor of his comrades. The bomb planted at the very least this time. Nouns not making the same mistake of stalling out. This retake is going to favor EG, and to try and mitigate it, Nouns are fighting forward here. They're under the heaven. If they go for the boost, that would be ambitious. No, they'll stick around and fight.
No, yeah.
Tough to start to clear angles. Here comes the swing around. Eliminating positions are EG. There's first contact. There's 2 quick kills. Left to Marky. He's found 1. He's found 2, but he can do no more. The bomb defused, and Evil Geniuses now have 2 shots at closing their own map pick.
Now, aside from a couple of frags coming through from Marky, that was a picture-perfect retake from EG. Nouns, nothing they could really do. Maybe the boost would have been a good idea. I don't know. I don't think they had enough time to set it up, and they just tried to post around angles and hope, beyond all hopes, that they could win the duels, but they did not. 15-13 for EG. This was 13-11 for Nouns at one point, but since that happened, 4 round victories in a row for EG, and now they have 2 opportunities to close this one out in regulation. And in fact, if they win it here, it'll mirror their last result against Nouns here on Overpass.
Always do like a little bit of symmetry.
Yeah.
Thus it was written. Thus it shall be.
This has been an exciting map, though, Mike, honestly. Very back and forth, leads exchanging hands multiple times. Now Evil Genius is trying to put the final nail into the coffin of Nouns here on Overpass. Cynic could have first contact here with Stanislaw. He's already low from some utility that was tossed his way. Here we go. Stan wins the fight. Looking for the second. No. Marky, a critical trade, and now they're going to try and get into this A site. There's 1 player here, soon to be 2, but Junior's exposed, and he realizes that he has to fall off in towards bank, and he's holding a very tight angle.
He's trying to go back for it. It's a little ambitious, but there's no presence out towards long. There's not that much pressure onto the Opera, and Nouns realize maybe they've missed their opportunity here. So they're actually going to adjust. They're going to shift back down. They're going to beg for the push back in, and Marky nearly finds that kill. Clips the edge of the box. It's not a kill, and that's going to keep them close at hand. Here comes the attack. Here comes the take. The player pillars could be everything. CJ flying around this, trying to isolate out the fights, trying to claim these kills. Walko is making it work for it. Still, it's come through, and the second as well through the smoke. That's massive for CJ. The bomb is down. It's ticking away, and EG, how do they want to approach this one? They should have enough money to justify going for it, but they don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They're going to back off and make sure they absolutely have the next buy.
Yeah, I think it's at this point, with the bomb ticking away and likely imminently exploding, they just say, you know what, let's just save the op and the A1S, take no chances. We've got the armor and the kits as well, a little bit of util. Yeah, just play it safe. That's the right call here, but what a great job from Marky again. He is always implicated in these round victories. Right there, he just tags 1 player enough to keep the thought of a hit on the A site in the minds of Evil Geniuses. In fact, almost rotate a couple of players off that B site as well. Luckily, the B site players realized at the last moment, hey, there's something happening towards B, but it didn't really matter for them at the end of the day because Nouns took them down in the duels. So here we go. We are indeed going the distance in regulation. Round number 30. Evil Geniuses could end it here, or Nouns will push us to OT. And these 2 teams are once again delivering.
So last time out elapses. What's the master plan here? How do you counter out Nouns? I mean, last round it was a hero play from CJ, right? But it was also the faster B play rather into lighter presence. Pressures it on. You get that kill A. You sell it. Then you move in towards B. Evil Geniuses left guessing about what's going through.
I think we're back to that usual play with util usage here towards the B site from Nouns, Marky playing a connector, and the other three working towards A site. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I was going to say there's no way we're going to get a quick play from Nouns, and that's exactly what comes through here. More methodical, taking their time, just clearing out angles. And on the EG side, kind of the same thing, right? They're playing very passively and waiting for Nouns to come to them.
Almost feels like they're playing just a pinch scared in this one, right? We're not seeing any of that aggressive control you were seeing previously behind the CT utility, taking space towards construction or something along those lines, or any sort of aggro peaks. Nouns, to be fair, are respecting it as well, so it's slow pace from both teams. Now the group up towards B seems like it's going to come through. Well, Alco's going to play a very deep angle on this. George to play off of him. If they live through first contact, they both got great stall out utility. Molly, smoke, flash. That first smoke gets burned. It actually wasn't either of theirs. That smoke came from the opposite side of the map, so that's going to allow them to hold on to this util. 35 seconds. The re-smoke comes up. They've got to go through this now.
30 seconds.
Fade, flash over. He's ahead of it. Shadows. He knows it. He's got both. Walko playing this masterfully. Molotov's about to go down. There's nothing that can be done here. The Mollies alone will win this round. Nouns are stuck. They're up the creek without a paddle. They have to kill these players and somehow reclaim that bomb all before the time expires. 10 seconds. It's desperation for Cynic, and it is over. Evil Geniuses with the exact right play in the exact right moment to seal the deal on their map pick and move up 1-0 in this series, John.
Yeah, honestly, that smoke maybe unintentionally a little deeper than Nouns would have than EG would have liked it, but as it happens, it works out for them because Walco sees the shadow beneath the smoke and realizes, yep, they're right here, able to get the first one, the second one even easier, and there you have it. That's pretty much the